What's up, guys? Welcome back to Cars, Costs, and Technology. On today's video, we're going to be talking about the Barrett Jackson auto auction that occurred yesterday. We're going to be going over some of the awesome cars that were auctioned off, as well as the insane prices that they ended up going for. First up is the Carbon 65 Corvette Z06. As you guys saw by the title and thumbnail of this video, this car ended up going for $1.4 million at auction, which is pretty incredible considering that this car would retail for around $100,000. But keep in mind that all the proceeds of this sale were being donated to a charity that supports military veterans, so very good cause. And this is a very special Corvette Z06. This was number one of 650 Carbon 65 edition Corvettes that were produced. So obviously very rare, very collectible. It was also signed by George W. Bush and Jay Leno, so obviously that adds some appeal for collectors. But overall, I'm kind of surprised by the amount that it went for. I can certainly see the appeal, but $1.4 million is just a lot of money for a Z06. But overall, I am happy to see it do that well at auction, and obviously the money going to a great cause, so nobody really loses there. It's a great situation. What even surprises me more, though, is how well it sold in comparison to the 2019 C7 ZR1 with the VIN ending in 001. This car only went for $925,000, which is still way over the sticker price that it's going to be available for later this year. But when you consider how much that Carbon 65 Z06 went for, and that the 2009 C6 ZR1 sold for $1 million at Barrett Jackson auto auction, I'm a little bit confused why the C7 ZR1 ended up going for under $1 million and almost $500,000 less than that Carbon 65 Z06 sold for. Just kind of an interesting, situation. But I want to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think? Is that justified? Do you feel like that Carbon 65 Z06 was worth that much more than the very first production C7 ZR1? I don't know. It's tough to say. I don't really feel like I don't really see that difference, but again, being that it was one of 650 signed by some celebrities, I can see where that may have more appeal to collectors. But again, I'd like to hear from you guys on that. There were some other cool Corvettes that were auctioned off. There was a 1988 35th edition Corvette that was sold twice for a total of $300,000 that was raised for charity, so really cool there. There was also a Ford GT that ended up being auctioned off. This was the Ford GT ending with the VIN 001. This ended up going for $2.5 million. Obviously a huge markup over the retail on that car. I know that these go for a pretty hefty markup on the resale market anyway, and they're difficult to get your hands on for the initial purchase. You have to be approved for the purchase, so I can see why this went for so much at auction. There was also a 2015 Porsche 918 Spyder that ended up going for $1.3 million. This one was the highest ticket sale at the auction that was not for charity, so kind of interesting there. I know that these are very expensive cars to begin with, so not too surprising to see that go over $1 million. There was also the very first production 2019 Ford Mustang Bullitt edition, ended up going for $300,000, which is obviously a hefty markup over what these would be sold for, so pretty interesting there. But anyway, guys, I hope that you enjoyed this brief summary of the Barrett Jackson auto auction. I will have links in the description to their Twitter account as well as their website where you can check out more information on the auction. But anyway, I found all these pretty interesting. I hope that you did as well. Please give the video a like if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next time.